Sorry about the interruptions. So this is part two that I'm gonna pick up concerning when we think that we have got to a point in our life that we're there. There's nothing else that we need to do. That's a sign of immaturity, of not knowing that there is much to do. And when we get relaxed to a point, well, I have worked so hard. I have achieved this goal. So that's it. But when someone sees the potentials way before, way ahead of you, and you realize that this is the destination, this is the stopping point, this is where God wants me to be. I'm going to tell you something about me. I always share my stories, true stories, my real life journey. When I got to a point in my life and I said, well, this is it. This happened to be where God wants me to be. So back in 2010, I written a book called The Reflection of His Glory. Had it published. It was out there. Didn't have the knowledge of doing the book and really talking about the book, because they were so excited that I had put out a book, but they wanted to discuss the book. And I would say to them back then, oh, it was so much hurt and pain. I went through a lot. And I did. But not realizing, not knowing that that was not the stopping point. Not knowing that I must carry it on. I must continue to pick up the torch and talk about the hurt, the pain, distress, everything that I went through. So I looked at it, well, that's the reason why I wrote this book. I don't have to talk about it because it's in the book. Just buy the book. The book, like I said, came out in 2010. And what opened my eyes, I never did promote this book as hard as I should have. But my son opened my eyes because that was the second time I have seen him with my book. And he said he had been talking about my own book. He had more faith in my book than I did. I'm being transparent because it would hurted me so much. The past, I just want to lock it up and leave the past in the past. I didn't want to talk about it. And then yesterday, I said, baby, what is that in your hand? He had it folded up in this case that he carries. And I pulled it out and it was my book again. And I looked at him. I said, you know what? God is trying to tell me something. It's time for me to open my mouth again because I thought I was at the finish line. I thought it was over. I thought I had reached my potentials and said, you know what? I made it. This is it. But yesterday, God was saying, this is not it. You still got work to do because this is only the beginning. This book right here was only the beginning. And God is telling me there's some more parts to you that you haven't even finished. And the world wants to hear it. The world needs to hear it. The world needs to see it. So now it's time for me to pick up that pen again and begin to write. Begin to write my story and tell the world about it. Even though when I face the pain and the hurt and the agony and the defeats, the ups and downs, the disappointments, you name it. But God brought me out. And that's why I've written this book, because I was an overcomer. When life have been beating us down, so we feel like that we want to give up. And God say, no, there's more in you. This is only the beginning, and this is not the end. So while you still have breath in your body, the Lord was saying, it's time to pick that pen up and begin to write again. Begin to share what I have instilled and put inside of you, for the world can see the glory, His glory inside of you. He wanted manifest. And I am a living testimony. You know, sometimes we can forget, even though it doesn't feel good, the battles that we face, the triumphs that when we think, I have overcame. And God say, no, you have not overcome anything, because the book is not finished yet. It was only the beginning. So I wanted to share that with you, and someone, this may touch your heart, and God may say something similar to that. Whatever we finish, He's going to finish a good work in us. But sometimes we give up before He does. So enjoy. Thank you for watching.